The story begins with Noah's life who will move to London with his mother, because his mother has just married a wealthy businessman in a city in London. Noah doesn't want to leave his comfortable life, surrounded by good friends and a very caring boyfriend. Noah doesn't want to leave, but he has to. The trip to London was annoying for Noah, but his mother convinced him that this was the right choice, a life that would make them live more decently and comfortably. A black car arrived in front of a house, more precisely a mansion. A man greeted their arrival. Yes, it was William, Noah's new father. Ella and William looked very happy, while on the other hand, Noah was very amazed by what he saw. A luxurious, big and comfortable house would be his home now. At night, Noah and his new family went to a party. Noah wore a slightly sexy black dress with very beautiful makeup. When going down the stairs, Noah and Nick met. Nick's gaze was very deep, between being fascinated or hating seeing Noah's presence in his life. Noah arrived at the party, which was very lively and attended by important people. Nick went up on stage to receive an award. He was holding the hand of a woman named Anna. Noah saw Nick, who seemed quite popular. Who is he really? Noah asked in his heart. After finishing, Nick pulled Noah and invited him home. On the way, Noah and Nick, who had not been on good terms since their first meeting, finally fought. Noah's words managed to make Nick angry. Nick dropped Noah off at the side of the road and left him. Noah looked shocked and confused about what to do because he didn't know where to go, and unfortunately his cell phone was also dead. In the midst of his confusion, a car suddenly approached him. It turned out to be his friend Nick, who was with him at the party. Noah went with him and headed to a place where Nick was. Arriving at the location, Noah was very uncomfortable. The strong smell of alcohol and illegal drugs made Noah very uncomfortable. Noah, who was very angry with Nick, saw Nick dancing and surrounded by women. He pulled Nick and slapped him. Noah went out with his anger still burning. A man gave Noah a drink. Noah, whose feelings were in turmoil, accepted it without knowing that the drink had been mixed with drugs. After drinking it, Noah felt dizzy in his head. Many men paid attention to him and were ready to play with him, but Nick, who saw that, immediately took Noah home. After that incident, their relationship started to improve. Nick invited Noah out to see a car show because Nick knew Noah really liked it. Noah, who was heartbroken because his boyfriend cheated on him, immediately agreed to go out with Nick. Noah really likes what he sees. A car contest, antique cars and also cool cars lined up there. Noah finds a new friend who really suits him. Her name is Jenna. Then Noah tells about his problems with his girlfriend, and Noah says he will find a man to kiss and send the photo to his boyfriend for revenge. Nick pulled Noah's hand away from the crowd. Are you sure about what you said? Nick asked. Noah nodded and Nick immediately kissed him very intensely. The click sound of the camera managed to make Noah aware. Send the photo to your girlfriend, said Nick, while leaving Noah. Noah, who was still lulled by Nick's kiss, just stayed silent. Nick and Noah's relationship is very close. The next day, Nick wants to visit his biological mother. William tells Nick to invite Noah. They both immediately go together to Nick's mother's house. Then Noah meets Maddie, a little girl who is very precious to Nick, and learns a lot about Nick, about his childhood trauma and his relationship with his biological mother. Maddie is Nick's biological sister, and one of the reasons Nick hides his hatred and trauma towards his mother. At night, Nick expressed his feelings for Noah. It turned out they had the same feelings. They then kissed very intimately and full of love, and the next morning they went home. Noah, who was resting because he had just come home from Nick's mother's house, heard something, a voice that made him scared because it reminded him of something dark. Someone suddenly appeared. It turned out to be Dan, Noah's boyfriend who had been cheating on him. He was invited by Noah's mother to visit. Nick, who saw Noah and his boyfriend, felt jealous. Noah, who didn't like his ex-boyfriend, came directly asking Nick to make a mark on his body so that Dan would be jealous. Nick managed to chase Dan away and Dan returned to Florida. Days have passed until Nick's birthday. Nick made a challenge game to Noah and Noah agreed. The first challenge was in the swimming pool. Nick did something to Noah, a very erotic game, and made them both do more, but it had to end because of the arrival of Ella, Noah's mother. The first challenge was won by Nick, and the second challenge was a race, and Noah won it. Noah and Nick went to a disco to have fun. Then Nick saw Noah being approached by a man. Nick got angry and immediately beat the man. Noah was angry because of Nick's excessive behavior. Then he left Nick. Nick and Noah, who are angry at each other, are far apart. Anna, Nick's ex-girlfriend, is jealous of Noah's presence in Nick's life. Anna and her friends lock Noah in a very dark and narrow room. Noah, who is afraid of the darkness, screams in fear. Nick, who has not seen Noah for a while, feels strange and looks for Noah. Nick finds him and immediately calms Noah, who is still scared. Nick invites Noah home and Noah tells about his childhood when he was often tortured by his father. Noah, who feels affection, gets affection from Nick. They both kiss again. "I want you now," said Noah. Nick and Noah continue to kiss, and then they make love with great affection. Nick and Noah's relationship is getting more romantic. They have become a couple. In the midst of their happiness, something bad suddenly happens. Noah is kidnapped by Ronnie, and an old man who turns out to be Noah's father threatens William's family to give money if they want Noah to be safe. Nick was very emotional and afraid that something would happen to Noah. Nick looked for Noah and sneaked into the opponent's cage. Unfortunately, Nick was caught and a fight broke out. Noah was immediately taken by his father to the car, and while pointing a gun at him, a car chase ensued. Nick collided with someone, the police came, and finally he was safe. Everything ended with Noah and Nick back together, even though Nick was badly injured. The situation has improved, and they are back together. Ella and William have succeeded in creating a harmonious family, a happy family that they and their children have never felt before. After that incident, Noah and Nick's relationship continued, a relationship that should not have happened and that they should and will always keep hidden so that their parents don't find out. But they are still happy with it all. After that incident, Noah and Nick's relationship continued, a relationship that should not have happened and that they should and will always keep hidden so that their parents don't find out. But they are still happy with it all.